Now, Hayatei definitely, especially because he's been a Ronin specialist since the very beginning, I expect him to know most matchups, but at the same time, Revetleafing is kind of his own sort of animal. You could know the Dragon Naginata matchup, but do you know the Revetleafing matchup? And that's a serious thing to consider, as weird as it sounds. We're seeing now Revetleafing plays at such a fast pace. Those young man reactions. Hayatei getting something started with this Ronin pressure. Oh, just misses the input on the instant air tornado kick. Using the armor again. That is something we don't normally see from Hayatei.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's using all of his meter just to kind of get out of pressure, but at the same time, Revetleafing is doing much better conserving his meter, opening up Hayatei with these instant air overheads. Trying to get the maximum damage there, just drops it. Still a little bit juicy, 24%. Oh, and a clean jump over. That is a whip punishment, drops it again.
Hey, here you go, that patented combo that we've seen Hayatei do so many times. That blade is putting in a lot of work right now. Keep it Tanya at bay.
And unfortunately, those Ronin blades just didn't get the whip punish on Revetleafing. Hayatei trying to keep Revetleafing on the ground for as much as possible. We saw earlier that he's using the ground blades to his advantage to stop Revetleafing from controlling the air. And that's really what helped him establish the ground game.
Fight.
And now back 1-1 into the side blades. Using the interactable, staying as far away from the corner. We're seeing him put down those ground blades to establish the threat alone, but Revetleafing knows that while that blade is on the ground, that's his time to go in. Revetleafing getting some damage of his own. Maximum, I don't even know what this combo is like.
The combo into the low, and that's gonna take it.
I have never seen that combo in my life. That was insane. Hayatei quickly going down 1-0. Needs to be careful. He made a lot of right adjustments, just a little bit too late. Trying to establish some sort of air game, and it's just really not working. Dragon Naginata is known for having those quick air attacks, the quick mix-ups with the instant air overheads, while Ronin is established more of a ground game based character.
He needs to enforce that a little bit more, because like you said, man, trying to go against the air with Tanya is not going to work.
Oh, no doubt that was an input error. Standing 2 into Rising Blades. Definitely full combo punish. Revetleafing pushing him immediately towards the corner. Oh, and a standing, that was a beautiful hit conversion. Using his only bar meter to try and get as much damage as possible. But we've seen Revetleafing play at this fast pace, just dishing out so much damage early on. Hayatei's having a lot of trouble keeping up with it, but even now, gets opened up by the instant air overhead again. Back 3 stagger, and right there, the 15%, these quick hits are almost throwing Hayatei for a spin. He's not ready for it.
You're right.
He gets those plus frames in there, forcing Revetleafing into these hit conversions. A back one anti-air. That was a beautiful conversion. Gonna leave him standing. Revetleafing beautiful backdash of his own, staying just out of range and whiff punishing accordingly. And now we're seeing that he's just controlling the air, and it's making Hayatei a little bit confused. He doesn't know how to stop Revetleafing from jumping all over the place.
You're right. That's what Tanya excels at, jumping to get everything started. But here we go. Nice catch with the NJP right there. Let's see if he can exert some kind of dominance. But every time, like, he's not using the 4-1-2 for pressure at all. And Tanya's just getting out of there. Oh, trying to go for the X-ray.
And these setups are so dirty, and now it's just going to be Chip. Revetleafing making quick work of Hayatei right now. Hayatei on the verge of being eliminated.
Pay your respects.
And it's tough because when Hayatei finally locks down Revetleafing, he does substantially well. The problem is locking down Revetleafing, because we see Revetleafing is just so content with running free in the air. Even if he gets anti-aired a couple of times, he puts himself at a good enough distance and to know that there's no real follow-up that Hayatei can do. So the risk of being anti-air is mitigated by the low amount of damage that would eventually be dished out. But if we look here, if Revetleafing wins this set, he will put himself back into the top 8 standings in points, knocking Scar all the way down to 9th place. So put both the brothers into a top 8 situation as far as points are concerned. Now, just as quickly as the other match is gone, Revetleafing still doing very well, getting some really good chip damage. Hayatei getting some a little bit of damage of his own, 25% mid-screen. But we're seeing now this is what Hayatei wanted to do, but that teleport is going to ensure that Hayatei he can't just throw out those blades like that.
And we'll get in there pretty quick with that teleport for sure. He's going to be able to kill right here? Yeah, with the chip out.
2-1 Dragon Punch, chipping out Revetleafing, trying to get some sort of game on the board, but Revetleafing obviously does not want to go, doesn't want the set to go any farther than it needs to.
Hey, just his sales from everywhere. I mean, she's just falling back, building some meter right now, but if she gets in, I mean, she does well there too, so it's hard to deal with.
Could have gotten the hiccup from there, but now he's just trying to build some meter at the very least, and just hope that the threat alone will keep Revetleafing on the ground, but it's proving to not be the case. But wow, actually blocks the end of that string. Very impressive by Revetleafing. Having the presence of mind to know that that option and the low option is still there. You go to see, you see the threat of these blades right now, kind of helping against Revetleafing, but now getting opened up by the instant overhead again. Revetleafing taking the second round on the verge of closing this set out 3-0.
Yeah, even though it's happening at a high rate, it seems like every time the Hayatei tries to throw out the blade, like Revetleafing goes in with a quick teleport and they hit.
For a 1-2 string, Hayatei trying to lock him down from a distance, as Takeda has the tools to do so.
Actually, back on the low right there by Revetleafing.
And I like his use of the stagger strings now, because in the beginning he was going for straight pressure and it really just wasn't working. Revetleafing with a really late break there. But we've seen Revetleafing come back from worse. He's going to need to be very careful. Hayatei, one false move. Just like that, that's going to be a serious damage deficit. Just taking his time. Oh, just barely misses it. Hayatei goes for the EX side blast. Finally putting himself on that scoreboard. Not going to go down without a fight.
And in this matchup, it really seems as though, like, even with a big life advantage, man, Hayatei has to be very careful, because in any one of those situations, Tanya can just teleport in and go for a decently sized combo. So, man.
Now, obviously, Hayatei is locked into Ronin for the rest of the set. Revetleafing has been known to take out Pyromancer Tanya if need be, but Dragon Arenada's been doing him justice enough. They're going into game number 4 here. Let's see if Hayatei can keep this momentum going and possibly get a game 5 situation here in the top 16. Then again, we see it again, using that meter, which is almost really uncharacteristic. He normally saves his meter for the big damage conversions, but here we're seeing him use it to just kind of get away from pressure as much as possible. Down one into the conversion here.
Hayatei looking a lot better right now.
And just the raw DP, proving successful. Hayatei waking up a little bit here. Staying away, waiting to kind of establish some sort of life lead, and then he'll be able to be a little bit more confident going into some pressure.
Sorry about that. And again, the conversion. What percent is it going to be?
Wow, and that was a little wonky. The follow-up of that move, just whiffing. There you go, another 18%. Revetleafing looking to take this into round number 3, but Hayatei Trying to stay as patient as possible. Down 2 and 3 to grab attempt. No way.
Oh my God.
Off of the breaker at least. Goes for the tornado kick and the plus frames, but Revetleafing using his last bar meter to armor straight through it. Hayatei had the right read there, but a little bit too much life, and Revetleafing took advantage of it. That Revetleafing having all the momentum in his favor. Hayatei not having the meter to break. Already down 50% of life.
Hey, but again, Revetleafing just electing to fall back and teleport in when he needs to.
Oh, and
got him with the overhead again. Here we go. Revetleafing going to go for a nice combo, but Hayatei decides to break. One more combo from Revetleafing, it might be over. Hayatei has to be careful. Oh, the drill is going to do it.
And that was just tipping itself. So hard to get out of that with your back to the corner. And Revetleafing eliminates Panda Global's Hayatei.